As we continue with our International Women's Boxing Hall of Fame induction weekend, my next guest is Blanca Gutierrez. Now, Blanca, you wanted to be a fighter as a young lady. What happened? Why didn't you?
My dad was a fighter. I was a kickboxer, but my dad didn't think boxing was for females. Mm-hmm. But I still became a kickboxer. I probably had about 25 fights. A lot of them were not sanctioned back in the day, but I did get the opportunity to kickbox. I had one boxing match. I got too old.
Got too old?
The cutoff back then was 35 years old. I think they started at 32 because women just got their licenses. So I think it stopped at 32, and I'd been 32 when I was fighting. So I had to either go pro or not do anything at all. But I did fight until I was 40.
You were very interested in boxing because of your father. I've read that he was a fighter in Mexico and that you used to watch all the fights on television with him, and your interest in it just kept growing and growing. But he didn't want you following in his footsteps. So you went in a different direction with boxing. What do you do now?
Well, it's kind of a longer story than that. He began to accept it, but in the long run, his legacy began after he died. I opened a gym in his name, in his honor, and then Martha Salazar was a fighter too, and one of my best friends, and so we went after the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World, so we never gave up anything in boxing. I just wanted to help other girls with that interest and give them the opportunity to box and give them a safe environment and give them good coaches that wanted to really take them seriously. Because there's women like us that are like daughters and granddaughters and aunts and sisters of boxers, and it's in our blood. So I knew that somebody had to give those people a shot, and that just happened to be me.
So with all that being said, you have now become a promoter, and your promotion is Beautiful Brawlers, and you promote women boxing, correct?
Yes, I promote amateur women boxers. I do. There's other pros that help me out, like Corinna Moreno, Martha Salazar, Melissa McMorrow, just to name a few that add to the program. But I deal with the amateurs because I really want California boxers to be the best in the world. I want to be competitive. We have an international team. I like to win, and we have talented fighters, and we have 3 that punch their tickets to the Olympics, the trials. So now we're promoting that, and we're pushing them forward.
That's great that you do that you push these girls forward and let them realize that it's not just going in there and having fun and this and that. It's a lot of work to become a professional fighter or just stay in the amateurs. I know that amateurs, sometimes you look at their record, and they've had 200, 300 fights.
Right. Sometimes I look at their records, like the ones that are coming out now. You know, they've had so many fights. So what we're trying to do is they shouldn't have that many fights because then they're going to be burned out as pros. So what we're doing is we're not only building character, but we're setting rules and guidelines on how to become a champion without really you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to hurt your head. My dad had, by the end of his lifetime, there's things that happen if you get hit in the head. So we're trying to prevent those things, make them better, teach them well so that they can be better athletes, not just people that just go in, even though we're the Beautiful Brawlers, you don't want them just to brawl. There's a lot of skill to this.
Well, with all that being said... With all that being said and everything that you've done with boxing, now you're being inducted this year as a member of the 2019 class in the International Women's Boxing Hall of Fame. What an honor.
It's a great honor, especially with this one. This meant the most to me because it's Sue Fox. And when I was younger and I didn't have anybody to talk to about boxing and computers were just like relevant, I used to look up Sue Fox's page, and I followed her, and I watched her grow, and I watched her passion for the sport. I also learned all the boxers from her, so I know all that history starting from the beginning, from Sue Fox. So I really wanted to emulate her, and this is the biggest honor because she's not only a very good friend, but I respect her the most in women's boxing. She's made so many changes for women, and she doesn't go out and brag about it. She's very humble. We all learn from her, and she just doesn't she doesn't care about the recognition, so I want to be like Sue Fox, and follow in her footsteps, and this is the biggest honor because I respect her the most.
Well, you will be getting some recognition tonight, that's for sure. Congratulations to you on this great honor.
Thank you.
And we're very glad that you're here to participate. And once again, congratulations.
And thanks for the interview. I really appreciate it.
So do we. Thank you now.